Welcome to Amy's Book Nook. This is the channel where I get to make recommendations of books, and you get to leave comments and tell me about the books that you're reading and hopefully have a lovely dialogue about books. Things are feeling a bit really real, a bit very pandemic-y today. It's day 7 or 8 of lockdown. I'm going a bit stir crazy, and I have decided that I'm leaning into the pandemic with my book recommendation today. I am recommending Helen Marshall's The Migration. It came out just a few years ago. Helen Marshall is a Canadian author. She did a PhD at the University of Toronto in medieval studies and did a postdoc on the Black Death, which is fascinating. She worked for a time at Anglia Ruskin University and was one of the general directors of the Centre for Science Fiction and Fantasy there. She sat on a lot of award panels and is now teaching and writing in Australia. She won the World Fantasy Award and the Shirley Jackson Award in 2015, and she is absolutely a force to be reckoned with. I love that she actually got a blurb on the cover from freaking Neil Gaiman. That's right, Neil Gaiman says Helen Marshall uses the fantastic to pry her way inside her readers' rib cages and break us wide open. Come on. Now, if I can't change your mind, then at least Neil Gaiman will get you reading this book. So it's set in Oxford. It's sort of a near future in which there are storms and flooding, sort of eco-disaster narrative. And in the midst of all this, there is this strange, mysterious immune disorder emerging, and it seems to be just affecting young people. And so the flooding's getting bad in Canada. Our protagonist Sophie moves to Oxford, whose auntie does research at Oxford University on the Black Death, so we get some fun references to Black Death literature. And her younger sister Kira is diagnosed and with this disease, and so it's Sophie's journey. Not so much a coming of age, I mean somewhat of a coming of age, but more of just a female narrator trying to figure out what's happening in her world, specifically to her sister. And the creepy element is that one thing that they discover is the people who are dying from this disease aren't staying dead. The dead bodies begin to have tremors, and then something else is happening. So Sophie is particularly interested in this. What is she going to do with her sister? It is such a good book. You have to read it. Absolutely recommend it. Can't recommend it more highly, actually. Loved this book. I'm going to read just like a wee paragraph that I think is good. Gives you a sense of her writing. So, this is right at the beginning. Sophie is saying that, she misses her Toronto life, and she's living here in Oxford. She says, lately I've been telling myself stories about our life in Toronto, trying to fix my memories in place. It's not easy, though. Memory is a tricky thing. It isn't a ruler, a hard, straight line for measuring the past, the passage of days, months, years. Memory doesn't work the way my old grade school history books do. It isn't neat and tidy. It's more like murmurs, voices whispering in the dark. Aunt Irene told me that was how the monks used to remember things. They would whisper the words to themselves over and over again, fixing the images, sentences, whole histories into their minds so that they wouldn't be forgotten. Murmure. The meaning of the words are intertwined. A long time ago, I used to play dead. Back then, I wanted to keep death near me, to imagine what it would be like. Not death with robes black as midnight, carrying a mirror-bright scythe. Not the death of monster stories, a hand that grabs you in the night, but the feeling of rest after a long journey. But ever since Kira got sick, I've been thinking about things differently. Death is a doorway, and I don't want to know what's on the other side. Happy reading. I really hope you pick up a copy of Migration. It is phenomenal. Please support your local bookshop so that they still exist after this is over. And leave your comments if there's anything you want me to chat about or want to recommend to me. I am all ears. So have a great day. Take care.